spawns over us.
I
Did
think.
did you see me whenever I had nanoed and it was just us in the ult, and
Oh,
I
that was
shot
crazy.
him with the railgun like a million fucking times
I
while he
know.
was discorded? And it's just air, like he's
I
just
agree.
still
That was
shooting me.
ridiculous. That shit was ridiculous. No, but I can't lie. When we were dying, I was thinking like it doesn't matter what tank they were on, we would have died regardless because of these mistakes we were making. Like that's at least what I was looking at, or what I noticed when I was watching. Like just the way we kite, the way like we're set up and stuff like that.
Yeah, we play these like slow comps where like sometimes we have a front that kind of like bursts forwards, but like mostly I think for the most part we're playing these slow comps. So we kind of gotta like position so that we can take advantage of the strengths of our comp, right? That was why like I know it seems ridiculous to like hold in our spawn on Coliseum, but like it was working because that gave like Arzen, Soj, Anna time to just kind of like sit there and same like literally the same thing on Ilios Ruins, where I was just like standing in the back of the map. Like I legitimately was like not using my left hand. I was just aiming at you guys. Like we just play slow and
No,
let them into a kill box. It's like it's GG.
it's not even playing slow. We play so close. Like we make it so easy for them to walk on us. Like looking at it from a third person perspective, I don't know if like that's what happens all the time or not, but like from tonight at least, we just make it so easy for them to walk on us without forcing anything out. Like if they have to walk on us, they need to like do it at a cost. But because we're playing so close into them, like it's just for free.
But they just turn a corner and speed ring. Like if you like looking at like Cerveza, some of the best fights that we had were like uh on the one point with the lattices, ladai, whatever. Um, where they had to like walk out a doorway and then like they have to walk across that bridge. They were like speed ringing and walking across the bridge, but like our
Oh, you
spam
mean
was
with like the
like
place you can boot them off?
no, I mean we weren't even booping them.
Like what
It
do you
was
mean?
just
The place where I
the
walked off the
yeah
map.
yeah yeah that is the part of the map that I'm talking about.
You moved off the map?
But yeah, like
Yeah.
we just stand there at the end of that hallway and like they were
It was the
there
same
wasn't a
script where
lot
you jumped off
going
the
on in
map
their
on
heads.
Monkey.
Where like I was like on King's Row even like first point I was like yeah like they should just force point but like probably they'll they'll come up top first and then they just like did it again the next fight. Like
Yeah.
we only lost that first point hold I think because we split up a little bit too much.
On King's Road?
Yeah, Phoenix got picked. So I don't know if I
I
should be
think on
spinning
first
around more
point,
or
I think on first point you guys lost that because again you guys were in a place where like the Maga could run into you guys and slam into you. Like I kept on saying to myself, they need to get out of here. Like you guys were stacked on top of each other as five in front of a Maga that can slam into you guys, and I'm pretty sure he like slammed like and stunned like 3 people at least on that jump. Like we had to get out of there ages ago, in my opinion.
yeah. Sorry, I was laughing at the game I'm playing.
No, you're chilling.
I got dumpstered. I don't know. I don't know if we necessarily need to like play super far, especially if we have like the Rhine. Like I think that was working where we were. Maybe we have the Rhine shield play a little bit further back to try to catch the stomp, but like I think the bigger issue is that we lost one of our sources of healing. And then I didn't land the nade into the stomp. Like we're gonna get stomped potentially, but like if I can buff nade the stomp and maybe not get stomped myself, then
But I don't think we would have gone stop if we just kited out. Like if we would have played the long side of that like lane, you know what I mean? Like
well then
walking.
they just they force point. It makes it a little harder for us to kind of drop down on them.
That's
You
feel
like
fair.
like.
playing Sig in the Mog, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I say we just see like fuck it, throw in a damn Bap Zen and a fucking double hit scan,
Yeah, I'm
or
down
like
for that.
doesn't have to be double hit scan, but
But like, I feel like I will play it next scrim if we think they're gonna play Mog. I will lock in Sigma, but I just think as long as we're in that range where he can run into us, and it's not about him slamming into us and getting his slam damage, but more so that he can get close enough to us. Like if he's doing that at no expense of anything other than run, Like if he's not losing HP, if he's not forced shout early or anything like that, then like there's already something gone wrong for us in the team fight.
But like
Like-
that comp enables that. Like if that's how we're stopping them, then they're playing the comp wrong. Which like I'm fine. Like I'm fine capitalizing on mistakes. That's you saw the King's Row rotations like, and then they just like weren't pushing the cart.
I don't
Like
think it's capitalizing on mistakes though, because what they have to do is run at us, and like the way we stop them from running at us is keeping distance and being able to poke them out before they can run into us. I don't think that's them playing into a mistake because they still
nah,
have
like
to
on
rotate.
King's Row they should just be like speed ringing underneath and then like waiting for cooldowns. Like we can't fight them in close. Realistically,
Yeah,
we
I
kind
agree
of have
with
to
that.
let them come to us and then like they just wait for speed ring and then speed ring again. But like them going up on high ground is like the wrong thing for them to be doing with their comp.
But like even if they go underneath on point, right? Even if that's the case, that's fine. Because I think at that point, if they're trying to, because you're saying they go underneath point and then they go up high ground, right?
Yeah, right,
Is that
right. Or they force point.
'cause, like,
Or they force point. I think is the better
in
thing for
my
them to do.
head,
But like,
you know the first fight you guys won on King's Row, like this is what I was low key thinking. Here, I can pull it up if anyone's gonna be
Traveling
watching.
to Kings Row.
I need to get a King's
How was
Row.
that?
Here. That was perfect, Jet.
Thank you.
I already thought I opened the game up. Fuck. I don't have a King's Row in 50 games played. Really? Okay. Okay, but like on when when you're attacking on King's Row and you go to the left, I was low key thinking that if they go on that high ground across, someone can just play that hotel side and like think of the LOS, like how free that is. Because like they either have to walk into that or they have to walk into like someone of that LOS. Like even if they run on top of them,
yeah,
as long as
the
that
only
person
person
has
that
a
could be
way
down there
out.
is Jet. And then I think they were running a Genji, were they not? I thought.
I think so,
Yeah,
but
or
like,
Ash Genji.
Ash Genji.
but
Okay.
but that's like, but that's the thing, right? It goes back to that first thing where we were talking about, like we need to play angles where like they have to make a choice to choose to run on something, but at the same time, we need to be able to help each other out in those angles. Because I think playing that lane, like the long lane was great, but my issue with it was that there was no angles around it, so they were just able to like brute force their way eventually into like five of us because we didn't have any angles, and that's kind of what happened in the end.
Well, we got, like I said, we got picked because the Genji came behind. But
Yeah.
if we play close enough together, then he like.
But I think the Genji's able to come behind as well because we're not really controlling anything, and then they're taking control over the map at that point. Because like they have a
We're controlling that angle down onto the point, right? Like you saw where Ben was standing. In an ideal
He's
world,
standing in front of you guys.
world, like Ben is like jumping when the Malga charges to get like boofed back towards us and then shielding the stomp. But like
Right.
we're not gonna like stop that every single time. But at the same time, we also have those hallways and the doorway to like make sure that we aren't taking damage before the stomp happens. Right. If anything,
Yeah.
they're like we're just spamming through them when they turn the corner. So they're already weaker than us. Like we're trading their health for Rhine Shield. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just kind of like he's gonna stomp. Like if we were playing against a team that actually knew what they were doing, then like they stomp every time. Like maybe a cleanse stops that. The cleanse was like kind of stopping that, but then I felt like I didn't have as much like I wasn't
but
helping
I
as
feel
much
like,
with the damage unless I was hitting headshots. That's what I felt like.
but like I feel like okay, maybe I'm not getting my point across because yeah, the manga is gonna get stomped off. Like that is the point of the hero, and a good comp and good players are gonna do that. But like you can say that about any comp. Like a monkey is gonna get his jump off no matter what, right? But like it's more than just him getting the jump. It's like how free is he able to get that jump? And like my thing is like when we're standing there, he's able to get it way easier than I feel like we could force it out on him, right? Because if he has to use it, it should come at a cost. Like if a monkey has to jump, it should come at a cost. Like it should come off of something, right? Like that's kind of what I'm saying. Where it's like, because I agree, like having that lane is good and being able to shoot it, and I agree he is going to stop, but it should come at like a trade-off, because if it's not coming at a trade-off, that's an issue in it of itself, if you like.
I'm saying. I'm saying we're just running in circles. Like I
I think so.
don't think that the Mauga getting charge off is the same thing as the monkey getting jump off guaranteed. Like, because once the Mauga presses shift, he cannot be stopped by cooldown, except for like Maywall, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like, does Ryan even pin him to the ground, or is it just Mauga v Mauga
No.
that pins to the ground?
It's just Manga, yeah.
Yeah, right. So we'd have to be mirror matching if we wanted to do something about it. You know, we can take the cleanse to like paper over top of it, but all I'm saying is that like he's gonna do it, and it's gonna happen inside of us. So like, how are we gonna win after that has happened, right? Whereas with like monkey jump, you know, you can say the same thing of like, yeah, he's gonna jump on somebody, he's gonna like, and that damage is gonna go through. Like, how are we winning after that, right? But at the same time, you can also say like, well, we can beat that by just like going first, but it's really hard to go on the Mega Comp first, especially if they're playing it right. That's why Juno Brig is strong. That's why they're playing Reaper Echo, because Reaper Echo are super survivable on their own, and then the obviously Mauga. Like, so you know, and against a different comp, right? Against like a monkey comp where it's more like, I would argue, skill oriented. You know, his paper over whatever you're doing to him is like pressing bubble at the right time and not taking damage before he goes. But like, just the same thing does not apply to the Mauga comp. Like,
Yeah.
one, even if we shoot him, you know, he's still gonna do it. And then two, like, we're probably just like you were saying in the other scrim, we're just building Juno. So it's probably bad if we shoot him in rotation. Actually, just let him get close to us. Let him get into like a fatal funnel like that, like they were having, and then we just like play close enough together or far enough apart, right? It just depends on the map, I think, whether we're taking angles. I don't think taking angles on Kings was necessarily the right thing to do. Maybe if our back had played like that opposite window looking into the opening between the two hallways, then like maybe. But I was just kind of like, we all stand here, we all spam this angle, and like they're gonna do their thing, and they're just gonna get like chunked down. Somebody's gonna feed, which happened a couple of times. I think the Brig got picked first because she just like ate 5-ball fire strike.
Yeah, that's fair.
One big family. Oh fuck.
I got my sisters with me.
So all that to say, I understand what you're saying of like, how do we get an advantage before he does it? And I'm like, well, two things. One, I think playing in a funnel like that is a way to like chunk them down enough that like the stomp isn't that big of an advantage. And the other thing too is that like, I mean, maybe they die for it. He shouldn't be taking like, they shouldn't be taking damage early. So it's kind of like a, I'm even like, what we should do is just do like a firing line and just like stand somewhere where they have to come walk to us, and then just like 3, 2, 1, everyone shooting at the same time, and we'll kill someone.
Yeah. Like I think we're having like not agreeance is, I think in your mind it seems like your mindset seems like, how are we gonna live when they stomp on us? And my thing is like, how can we negate that from happening in the first place?
Yeah, right. And like again,
and I
like
think
I was,
I think there's a truth to both sides a little bit, right? Because I think realistically you are right. Like you're never gonna just never ever have them do it, right? Unless you're infinitely better than them or they're infinitely worse. Like there, you do have to learn how to just live that, because they are eventually going to do it at some point, right? But at the same time, I think there are ways to make that hit of theirs less explosive from things that we can do, whether it's like soft down to get out cooldowns, whether it's like keeping range and like poking them out before. Maybe not shooting the Maga necessarily, because again that can charge Juno a lot. But like even other cooldowns, like forcing like as little as like missiles or like a Juno fly or like a like echo stickies or something like that. Like just making their hit not as explosive, right?
well, yeah, right. And I'm just like, yeah, we're running in circles, but they should have full health when they turn the corner. Like that's how that comp works. Is like, it's stupid. If they have full health when they turn the corner, they should win unless they're against themselves. And then it's just who hit more headshots. Like,
Yeah.
But like, so like, yeah, the two ways that I'm like, we beat that are like, one, pre-fire, like just pre-fire them, force them to walk somewhere and pre-fire them, or
And two is like, don't take damage until they actually turn that corner.
well, right, I figure that that's implied again, and that was why I was like positioning us the way that I was. It's like it makes it so that there's no question about it, right? If we're standing here waiting for them to come up, then like we're not peeking. We're not like there's there's no reason that we should be taking damage until they turn the corner. In which case, we're just standing there looking at it, so we should be shooting them first. Like
Exactly.
And then the other way, which I was trying to do after we lost on first second, is just walking around up top, just like kiting them the whole time until they eventually push the cart underneath high ground, and then we get to drop on them and go first.
Yeah.
But somebody didn't listen to my. I need to get better about that. My issue is that I'm mad, like I'm ad-libbing it. So I'm like I have an idea of what of the end point that I want, but like I'm not sure how I'm gonna get there. And like based on audio cues, things that I see, I'm like adjusting that plan to end the same way.
Because like you need to realize you're hearing it 10 seconds earlier
I know.
versus like them, right? So it's like when you say it, you've already said it like 5 seconds ago, but like instantly that's what they're hearing. So it's like very, very last second, so it's hard to like follow up.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
And like I get that because I've experienced the exact same thing. And like for me, it's kind of like just getting that hang of it. Because again, you play with players where you don't need to do it as much because you played with them for so long. But it's like just I would literally sit in VODs with my coach, like Slippy, and we would talk about what I want to do, and I would like he would literally tell me, "How are you gonna say this in less than like 5 to 10 words," kind of thing.
What I will
like,
say is that
takes effort.
whenever I play Lucio, like if I'm steering the ship as Lucio, I think it becomes a lot easier. I was doing it as Kiri for a little while as well. I think those characters are just like, I don't want to say less mechanically intensive, but not like, yeah, I don't know how to put it. They're not so much hand-eye coordination, they're more like,
yeah.
So, well, Kiri's just kind of nothing. You just stand there and hold left click, right click, left click, right click.
Yeah.
But like Lucio, like I'm not really worried about aiming on him. I just whenever I go to shoot at somebody, I just like swing my crosshair across the center of my screen.
It's not as mechanically intense.
Yeah, right. And so I get to kind of like, imagine the fight before it happens when I'm playing Lucio because I got nothing else going on other than spamming spacebar.
I mean, when you put it that way, that's just like stating the obvious, right? Like, oh, less mechanically intense and more room to speak. Hence, like, people always say tanks and main supports, like IGL type shit. So that makes sense, yeah.
I wish I could do it better. I don't know.
It takes a lot of practice. I'm not even good at it. I'm much better than what I used to be, but it takes a lot of practice.
I've also not been doing it for a while.
Because I see your brain cooking, and like I kind of have like similar rotates that you want to do as well. So it's easier for me to follow because I already have that idea because I actually do similar things like that. And even when I don't, I'm quick to listening as well in terms of that. So
we'll get there eventually. I just have to. I'm talking in scrims. That's the first step.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing the planning. It's just that I'm noticing that on Kings Row where like I'm going for those rotations and I'm like, oh man, like,
yeah.
If only like it had gone through properly, but also like I could do a better job of. I could say it sooner. I can say it more concisely.
The first step is talking, but the most important step is talking, and then when it doesn't work, not like getting really upset over it, right? Like it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
Cause like I know it was frustrating you. Like I could hear it in your voice. Like,
nah, it wasn't that bad. Yeah. I was more frustrated by them. Definitely had scrims where I'm like, I cannot believe this isn't working. But yeah, tonight was just them.
That's fine. Yeah, they didn't look that great anyway, but they were playing Maga, so who knows?
I know.
I do think if we actually hard focus on Maga a lot more and shoot him, I actually think the changes are enough to like for him to shred easily.
The issue is if we don't kill him, he's a tank battery. Like he pointed that out, and so that's where it becomes like a. I mean, I think the N is actually really good for it. Like, I mean, we were forcing them to go Kiri even, like, and they've been playing Brig,
and that makes their comp infinitely worse.
Like, because that person doesn't play Kiri. It's more than the person doesn't play. The person is a Lucio Brig one trick. The Juno is the Kiri player. if they were
Yeah,
even a
probably.
team before. Like, and so then it's like, you know, you're forcing them onto an off roll, like, so they're hindered by that. Like,
Yeah.
like even if they go Kiri, I can still take advantage of that. Like, if I can get a nade early enough, the Kiri will cleanse. Bad Kiris will cleanse the early nade. Like,
Exactly.
but yeah, I think we just have to time that. Like, and we can even have that play of like what we were doing on King's Row, where we're like, well,
I
he's gonna
think
stomp. Like, we, you know, we just back up and like hope that not too many of us get stomped, and he'll be purple in Discord and die. Like,
I think it just ties back to more discipline as well, right? Like making sure we're shooting the same things at the same time. Like it all ties down to discipline because a lot of you guys, like especially our DPS, were getting yelled at a lot, which is like it's a little bit tough, but at the same time, I think it's like it's a way to build that discipline kind of thing. And I trust in a few months' time, like you guys will have better judgment in that stuff. But just for now, it's probably gonna not be like that, obviously. But I think like if we're calling something, we're gonna call it really, really hard. And that's not just you guys. Like there'll be times if I see Pleb do something, I'm like, Pleb, get the fuck back here, type shit. Like if we want to play for something. It's definitely discipline for me as well because I'm not shooting tank enough. Personally, I know that for a fact. It's something that I need to get better at.
I just feel like it doesn't matter for like all the tanks. Like, I almost feel like shooting Orisa and Mauga is like maybe the wrong thing to do. There's such a brawly tank. Like, even though Mauga can poke and Orisa can like kind of poke, not quite as well as him. Like, I feel like if we can just get angles, like, it doesn't matter. Like on Shrine.
If we want to do that though, if we want to do that, our first engage cannot go for kills because we haven't forced any cooldowns out. Like our first engage has to be to get out cooldowns or take some space.
No, I'm saying
'Cause if we
we just like play for those ego duels. I don't know if we would necessarily consider them ego duels, but like
I don't.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
wouldn't even call it
that's a lot of what we end up doing, where we're like, I'm fighting for my life out here. I'm fighting this guy. Like, I do it, so I figure the DPS players are doing it.
But I
But
think the
like
problem with
maybe
that
we
is
can have a
that
comp that plays around that. Like, I don't think it works on every map. Like the King's Row thing is like silly. I think for maps where there is gonna be like a door that they have to walk through like that, I think we just do that. We just stand on the other side of the door and get ready to shoot them. Doesn't matter who we aim at. We just spam the door.
I don't like that you call it ego duels or anything because I don't even think it's that. I think it's just taking angles and playing together. But that's the thing. I think when we take angles, we're not playing together and making the most of those angles. We're just playing angles for the sake of playing angles. Like it's not accomplishing anything, you know. Like if someone's
We're playing these angles to do damage, right? Which is like fair enough, right? Goal of like, you know, DPS and support, like pretty much everyone is gonna be to do damage. Some people a little more than others, but like I think that the bigger thing is that we get like a little lost in the sauce where we take like too wide angle. Like I understand what you're saying of like, well, we want to have these angles so that we control space, but like sometimes you don't even like need to do that. Like I keep referring back to this King's Row, and it's like I'll show you. I don't know if you already looked at it, but like
no, I don't.
Yeah, I sucked a lot.
like
I sold.
nah, I don't give a shit about. Oh, my aim was off today.
Check the attack. The second time.
Don't check the attack. Don't check the attack.
I'm not checking shit. Like most of the time when I'm calling plays, it's like oh, I've shared the wrong thing. Hold up, let me figure out how to do this.
Wait, what are you trying to share?
I'm trying to do a pin as well.
Oh, you have to share your screen.
Yeah.
But you're a coach. You don't know that shit already. Goddamn.
No, I do. I just don't. I don't do it that much. Most of the coaching that I do is like, gotta get the juices flowing.
Huh?
Cook. Yeah, for sure. Most of what I do is just kind of like, what do you guys want to do here? Like, how are you gonna do that? And then if they don't have an answer, then I'm like, well, you can do this or that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, we do VODs sometimes, and I do the pen drawing, but it's not often enough.
See,
Like,
the reason I'm playing so far back Oh, they're
No, you guys are fine.
already-
You guys are
yeah,
fine,
they're,
right?
I
Like,
they're
think this is
already
fine, yeah.
rotating up to the high ground. Charge over.
yeah, right. Like they're going
I'm
like
going
this,
into account already to play back
right?
Phoenix.
So we kind of
I
like we kind of
dodged
take
stun.
these angles,
Get
right?
to
You get to
Jack.
stand on top. Jet is the only one that can be like kind of lingering over here, but like I feel like he needs to be careful about doing it. But yeah, like we don't need to take angles, right? Like if these angles that we're taking while they're walking are getting us like a little bit of dragon, maybe a little bit of high noon, like or even a little bit of support else is fine. But we're not trying to get kills here. We're not trying to get like I don't think getting cooldowns out here matters because all they can just come up here now and wait for their cooldowns and then go again. It doesn't matter, and we've just given them ult charge, so we don't want to like commit to doing that.
I agree with that.
But like I understand what you're saying, where it's like if we were gonna stand here, right, then we would want to have like angles, right? Maybe the Reinhardt plays like I don't know, either side. It doesn't really matter, but like plays up either side, and then we have like maybe all the supports are holding like through this angle, and then maybe we have one DPS over here, somebody like up top or down here, and then we have two angles, right? For like this is the space that we control with that damage. Well, we don't. I don't think that we have to do anything crazy like that.
I think I should have been Genji.
Genji would have, Genji potentially would have.
I think okay. I agree with this, Pleb. This I agree with. I don't disagree with any of this that you've just said. But keep playing it, and I'll show you the point that I was trying to make.
This is also the point that I'm trying to make here. I'm gonna.
Okay, because I agree with this. I agree with this. I have no issues with what you said here. Because I agree, even if we force out anything here, it doesn't really matter because they're so far away from us. Like, it's not even like we can capitalize on it, kind of thing, right? Like, by the time they want to get to a place where they're ready to run, they're just gonna get those cooldowns back anyway. So I have no issues with what you said here. I agree with this, if anything.
But the main thing that I wanted to kind of drive home is that like taking angles is nice, and if you can like establish that, then like and you're survivable on those angles, and you're able to do damage and do, like that, it's like good. But I almost wonder if this what I'm about to show is easier, is like we just play for this space. This then becomes our angle. Our entire team angle is this, right? So if they come out this door, they get hit. I'll use a different color for it. But like if they come out this door, then they just get whacked. And that was what was happening, right? If they come up here, then they get whacked, right? Their only choice is to like come high ground and get shot, or like wrap this way and force point, right? And then we just back up and we can still shoot down on them, or we like rotate back along the high ground and then we can like drop on them, right? We control the tempo because we're on the high ground, and if we just back into the hallway here, like they can't kill us. They have to come up here to dislodge us or force us down by touching the point.
The only thing I was saying on this thing, because I don't disagree with anything you said here. The only thing I was saying is like, where Ben is standing, that's where all of them were standing, and then where Phoenix was standing was literally where all of us were standing. And for me, that's just like waiting for us to lose the fight. Like we're just waiting to lose the fight if we don't back up from there. It felt like.
Look what happens though when they come out here.
Okay, play it.
See, like they just get chunked.
No, this is fine. This is fine. Again, this is not the point I'm trying to make. And like it's just a tiny little corridor, and there's like 3 people that have range that are just shooting from it. I don't like John dropping there. I'm fine with Jet dropping.
Yeah, John dropping weirded me a little bit, but I don't know.
Then I stay alive.
Yeah.
Oh my!
No, you
Why
stayed
can't
alive.
I play like this in our game? I just got a triple headshot.
It's a lot of pressure playing as scrims. But this is fine. I mean, as long as we back up, because look, they're still respawning, and then like they're either gonna rotate. I mean, they should have rotated on low ground, in which case staying here too long is like a bad thing, and then we also don't have the damage up top. But like, I don't think it's a big deal, and I feel like it would be easy to recognize when a team is gonna be just doing the same thing over and over again. Because even as I was here saying, well, they should force point, I was like, they're probably just gonna go high ground again. I have a feeling like in my head, if I were on the other side, I would now do something different. But they're just gonna do the same thing again. It's like we still have plenty of time to reset. It's fine. But this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about, where we're shooting and it's like it's not necessarily like meaningless damage, right? Like if John if John headshots the Genji and Jet also headshots the Genji, then he dies, right? Like there's a potential for us to just get a pick like this, but I don't know like how valuable that is, right? I don't know if it's like I don't know if it means anything other than a clip, you know. Whereas like if we just go stand here, like, and again, I'm all about getting like flashy plays. It's just like if we're in a position where we're like we have to win this game, we do what we fucking did on Coliseum, where we're like, come to our side of the map.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hold our
that was
post.
I was not too bad for others.
And like I know it like can be boring to just be like, okay, we're just gonna stand here, and hopefully our ADHD doesn't like take us out of the game before they go, man.
It really is just discipline.
Is this it? I thought we won one more fight.
It's about to be.
This is my issue. Look at how plumped up we are right now, and look how close their manga is. This is my issue right now. Like that's my issue there, where it's like
Yeah, he just stunned 3 of us.
The range is great until they're there, and they can wait for their cooldowns to run again. Like at that point, they're just way too close for us. Like it's a narrow lane, but it's too short now. Like at this point, we have to give up the space. Like this is kind of what I was saying, where it's like we kind of have to respect like the manga range a little bit, like on how far he can run. And here would definitely be a spot, because this isn't even a hindsight thing, because I was saying it in the moment, like when they were waiting here, and I was like 4 seconds before it happened, I'm like, if these guys stay here, we're just gonna lose the fight. Like we have to kite out now, and we just never did, and they just exploded on us because of it. So this is what I meant in terms, like this is what I was talking about. Everything you said up until then, I agree with it, but here it's like,
I think okay, maybe. Well, I mean, 2 things. One is that like, you know, we can walk back along this, right, and then just kind of like keep doing the same thing of just like kiting them, you know, letting them decide to overextend or go force point, and then we, you know, react on that information. Or alternatively, now that we have cooldowns out of them, because we just were standing here shooting them, right? We received their stomp, we didn't die. Like we got cleanse out. You know, obviously no stomp. I don't know if he shouted. I don't think shout matters as much as the stomp because of how much chunk damage it is for their comp. Like
yeah.
So this is maybe where we can either like we can even like just run back into them. I mean, obviously we're not gonna run because we don't have speed, but like we can just walk back into them, either walk them off height or whatever.
But I feel like if we're trying to walk into them in that small of a corridor, I feel like we're just playing into their strengths. Like I know we got cooldowns out, but even with those cooldowns, I feel like even with those, it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't give enough of a trigger for us to walk into them. Like I think it's hard for us to walk actually into them.
I think the only issue that we have here is the Genji, like
coming behind
dash
resets up in there.
Yeah, he's coming behind us and he's pulling attention, right? So we're like, however long Zen is kind of like, you know, the Zen is like matching the Genji to keep the Genji out. That is how long we don't have Harmony and Discord, not to mention spam in the fight. So I think it's an issue of like split focus where it's like he's not really. I feel like maybe he's not really an issue until he's inside of us, in which case we turn around. And then also I feel like we have a Reinhardt, so we kind of do want to like stand together, so that if there is anything that comes in behind us, we like the Rein can swing on it.
But like, look at the whole
we have
picture,
the shield.
We're on Zen, Cass.
I don't think it's the right comp to be able to sit up there and try and hold that.
And they're on Maga, Reaper, Juno.
Like we should.
Their comp is designed to play in close corridors and in small range. Our comp is not designed to do that. Like, yes, we have a shield, but that shield can get shredded in 2 seconds. And even if it doesn't, we're not playing to the strengths to our heroes, like as an entire comp.
But like ideally, what they're looking at is the Reinhardt. But like, and we're standing behind this, not taking damage. not
But-
the kind of
but-
damage that we would be taking if we had like a Sig whose shield is getting bursted and then we have to like go hide. You know, maybe a diva would be better for DMing it, but then we have to play aggressive on them, right? The DM is like not gonna.
Yeah. I would agree with this if there was enough range on it, but there just isn't. Like it takes like 4 or 5 steps for them to get there.
But again,
Like,
that's
Amaga
what
run-
I'm saying is like you know, if we go stand here at the start against the Malga comp, it's the same distance, or they like are for some reason like, oh well, we don't want to do that, so we're gonna go up high ground and get high ground from them, right? Then we get forced into a hotel, and then we have to like somebody has to come, you know, get on point when the Malga drops down. Like the issue is all the same. We have to find a spot where we can get their damage to come from one angle, and then like have at least this much room, right? And the charge is like too far. There's no point on the map where like the charge is avoidable. You know, the way that you stop charge with this comp, I mean, maybe with any comp, other than having a Malga and pinning it, is like, or getting like a nice cooldown, like pedaling it, or you know, whatever, Suzuing it, like something like that. I'm trying to think of like what. I don't think there's anything Maywall, right? Like the way to beat it is to like get him to have to charge like max distance. Not necessarily even max distance, because I don't know how far it goes. I feel like it goes pretty far. At
All
least
the way
as
down
far
that
as
hallway,
Ryan.
for sure.
Yeah, right. And so it's like, you know, ideally, if he pins down this hallway, then like we kill him. But like he shouldn't be doing that. If we get to this point where we're backed up to here, like he shouldn't pin over this way. He should just go touch point. And now our Reinhardt is like out of the fight, except for going down on him. And so that's why I'm like, well, we have to. Kind of the only way to make this work is to hold for this space where it's like
I feel like at that point you're prioritizing the Ryan's value over the entire team comp's value with everything you said there.
yeah. We were complaining about getting stomped on though, so
Yeah, and that's fair, right? But I also think another solution. I'm gonna sound like a broken record because I say this shit all the time. Another solution for Magasump to not be that oppressive is that if not all 5 of us are standing on top of each other, where all of us get stomped together. Like even if someone's holding a slight little ping
okay,
or an
but then
angle,
look at
doesn't
their
affect
comp
them.
too, right? Like they were running Genji sometimes, but they were running Reaper Echo like a lot, and both of those characters like win the 1v1. I guess if they have a Kiri
But it
and
never
a
has to
Juno,
be a
then it's like
1v1
not
though.
necessarily. It's they go in on the flank. They have like their entire cooldowns, like all of their cooldowns, keep them alive basically, and then they get like a break pack, and so then like the break pack plus cooldowns is enough to like break to fuck our break points, so that it takes like one extra shot to kill them, and that means that we die in the duels.
Just gotta
Um,
play again. No,
Yeah,
honestly, I just
So I
gotta
think we
play
have to
again,
play
you know.
together. This is what I'm saying. I think we have to play together. So like,
But I think
and
we
then
can play
find
together
and then
play
find a
those at the same
solution
time.
for the stomp, which is make it so that the Rhine shield has like not a lot of time to take damage. That way we can still potentially shield for it, right? Or maybe just have Rhine get stomped.
I don't know. I just
And
think
then we
we
just
can
shoot
play
through 'em.
together. We can play together, but also play for angles at the same time. Like that was like one of the like the first mod we ever had as a team. That's like the thing we were talking about.
Oh, okay, but well, here let me get it. So, like ideally, the angle that I wanted to go for here, which I understand,
Yeah.
it seems ridiculous, but I'm like, you know, if the stars align, this is like unbeatable. This is the angle that I'm going for, right? We all stand here, like, or through this area, and then we shoot. Yeah, fuck you. And then we shoot. Now, what you're, the kind of thing that I think you're talking about. I don't know how the yellow is gonna show. Kind of thing that you're talking about is where we have like, I mean, you know, maybe like probably we should have like 1, maybe 2 people here. Probably we should have 2 people here if we're gonna go for this. And then this angle now becomes this, right? We get to see across to the other high ground before they come, but like once they're up here, which that was what I was saying is like, you know, if they really wanted to take this high ground, then they would speed ring here. They would walk up to the statue, speed ring here, cross, wait for cooldowns, and then do it again. Like, they weren't doing that. So we could have people up here spamming here, but if they do go for that, then that requires us to play even more disciplined, right? Because now we need to wait until they get to this door. Yeah, maybe this is better because he can't fucking pin like this, or like it'll be hard for him to do that. You know, he would have to like I guess stall on the wall. He'd have to. and he might not think to do it. He might just see people in front of him and be like, I'm pinning that. So like maybe we could take advantage of that. But our potential for damage like falls off. I feel like they're not taking damage before they start crossing. Right.
Yeah.
They're taking like half as much damage right here, right through this area, and then once they get through, is when they start receiving all of our damage. Right. But we're taking all of their damage in the meantime. So I'm like, maybe you're right that backing up is the thing to do. But I don't know. I just kind of like, and I mean, you saw Coliseum, like Phoenix is calling for that.
No,
I've
I
called for
know
that
what
kind
you're
of thing in the past, where I'm
saying,
like, just let them come to us, like, and like stand a mile away. Like I'm down for that, but I feel like can't get away with that here. Our options are like to
Your
stand
options are a
close
lot
so
more
that
limited, I will
they
say
don't
that.
take height, right? We can back up. Like, sure, we can back up. I just feel like this is riskier to back up over here, right? Back up over here, and then, you know, if they run down the hallway, then they die. Like, if they come here and they run down, then we win. But they shouldn't do that because they should lose. So then they go force point, and then now, like, our options become, like, drop down through hotel and, like, rotate around. That's pretty bad because we're going to get really close to them. So it's more like, come back here now and, like, you know, either have our Rhine drop from here or from the window and then contest point, and then we have these angles now looking into point. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's so much easier to just be like, okay, like we're just gonna have one shot here to pour our damage into them and get a big advantage. And we were doing it like for the most part. Like the carry got super low.
Yeah.
Cooldowns out of them, carry super low. The break got picked on the first fight.
Cause I do get that, right? Like I get that you're saying that yes, it can be good to take angles, but like it's so limited on this map, so you're just better at holding it off here. Like the way I'm thinking about it may be a bit too simple, but I'm just thinking they want to play in small tight areas. We probably want to play in more open areas because we have the better range for it. And then we're just playing in a really, really tight area.
We
like
still
a really
have
small, tight area.
yeah, but we still have a Reinhardt, and so I'm kind of trying to like, again, from my perspective, like this is like enough room. This is like almost cast fall off range, I think.
I think this is where we disagree. Because you're saying this is far enough, I disagree with that. And I don't think there's any way to convince me otherwise. Which is like, I don't know how we come to agreement of that, but I think that's kind of where the deadlock is at.
Again, the other thing too is just the, like, if we're approaching it from the other side, and this is kind of happening to us, is that, like, you know, if we start to take angles like across all of this space, right? So we get to like to fight people, then we start to get isolated. People get forced out. You know, somebody takes damage up here now. A support that was like standing here or maybe up here is now having to only look at this for, you know, even if it's a second. Like, it's really bad. That's another reason why this is super strong. And I think why this fell apart is that, like, for me, because the Anna Rhine, like, building things onto the Anna Rhine is like relatively easy. You know, if you have like if you have like a Lucio and then like flankers, it's like, oh, we just like this walks forward so that the flankers can pinch. If we have like range characters, then it's like this, either like depending on the map, like, you know, stands there and then walks into them, or stands there and then walks backwards, so that we get to, you know, take advantage of our range damage, which is what I was going for here. But I do think that we still need to like play for the Reinhardt. We don't necessarily need a Reinhardt, I guess. Like maybe a Ram would be better there. But I do think that the shield is like a massive advantage, especially on a door like that, over a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Like Sig doesn't get to stand in the door for as long as Reinhardt does. And
I
like Ram can stand there longer, but like people can't stand behind Ram. I feel like maybe we could try it there. I don't know how big Ram's hitbox is, but again, that was the thing that I was going for there too.
It would be so brutal.
Where I was like, I want like the door to just be Ryan hitbox.
Yeah.
To catch damage.
I think I agree with you. Like, we should play for the Ryan's value, but I think there's more than one way to play for that. How here, I'm not too sure, but I think there's more than one way to do it.
We can play him up further. It's just the issue that I have with that is that like my Reinhardt is like here, right? I don't know that he's gonna back up this way if he starts taking damage, or just trust that I can heal him there, right? I figure that he's gonna. Damn, my Tarkov closed out. I can't close it. Man,
God, this coach is fucking stupid.
you said I'm coaching, man. I'm just giving my opinions.
No, okay, I don't even think we need to stand up there per se, but I just think
like,
that
where are you thinking Reinhardt would be if he's right? Because like the idea being that like you want Ryan to be like in range of being able to swing. We could have a Ryan over here maybe, but like, then what?
I'm fine. I'm fine with the Ryan where he is. I think other people can move more than what we're suggesting, kind of thing.
So Jet did start down here and then was taking damage from Genji and came up top, right? And again, this is problematic
But I
too
think
because
that's because not enough people were helping him out. Like I don't think he was getting. I don't know if he was getting a Discord orb or just enough like look arounds in terms of him as well, like a bit of
well,
both, right?
I think Zen was spamming this way, and then I was standing here, so I'm I'm like standing here to heal Ryan and potentially I don't know where Cass is.
Because it's that discipline again, right? If we can play slow and shoot at the Genji, force him out, and then Jet gets to hold that lane, it is so much more annoying for them to be able to walk into us. And even if the Maga slams, the Jet's not getting slammed by the Maga. And even if Jet has a Genji on him, there's probably another support looking at the Genji to help him out. Meaning there's less pressure on you guys on the Ryan side of it, where you guys have a little bit pressure alleviated from you guys. So then it's easier for you to be able to actually like sustain that and actually be able to win that long term. Because I think if both comps run into each other with zero angles and just run into each other head first, I think their comp just wins every time. Actually, I don't even think. I know they do. Like just in theory, I think they should win that every single time. There's no reason they shouldn't.
Maybe. I'm still just like, you take whatever the damage potential of our team is, right? And then like the way that this lane is working for in my head is that it's whatever their damage potential is versus whatever our damage potential is. But like because of the Rhine shield, we all have Rhine shield as overhealth, and they do not.
Right. So you think the Rhine shield and the distance that they're holding is enough to make an impact where our damage can outlast their
It worked.
damage?
It worked
And
the first fight.
yeah.
Like, just gotta replicate it. And I don't
What
know.
is the difference between the first and the second fight? Because I don't think it's just
We took
the
angles.
Genji
We
taking
took
the fight.
angles.
Maybe, yeah.
The Genji, like we held angles, and the Genji wasn't there to force us out. I think Jet was on low ground before they even went up top, or as they were like beginning to go up top, and then I think it was the Genji that forced him out. But I also have problems with that too, because like the again, the meme that I'm going for here is that I want to stand on this lane so that I get to shoot people in the back until they're full health, and then my shots go through and damage the enemy. Like, and if there's somebody on the off angle that I have to then turn around for, we're losing my damage potential up front as well.
Was Jet not on that high ground there in the start of the second fight when they got there?
He was.
Okay.
I think. I'll run it back. Yeah.
Just played in 2x speed.
It's right here.
No, this is the first fight though.
No. Yeah, I can run into that speed. Okay. I don't even think. Yeah. When was that? It was. I think it was on the second fight. Jet was still on low ground because he went up to do poke damage.
So this is fine. Honestly, I don't even mind John dropping it because we won the fight. He's just cleaning up. It's whatever. As long as we
Yeah. As long as we don't stand there for too long.
So what happens here? Because I think we get a really good pick on their Brig, which she's not expecting the damage output, so that's good. So what happens here now? So they rotate this high ground.
We lost the 5 ball. We lost damage potential.
Yeah.
I just got fucking bounced around like a ping pong ball. Like, I get hit by Brig and I go one way, and then the ball hits me back in front of the ulting Brig.
Show me Phoenix's perspective of that. Because I think she was going for
looking at Genji, then touched by Mauga.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Which is like fair enough, fine. Maybe I can be standing up there, but then again I lose out on the ability to just
So just play it.
have
Just play it here.
my screen on the back of a Reinhardt. Oh, it's a kunai. Is that Magra? No, it's just a kunai.
I was afraid to stand there because I didn't want to get headshot.
Right. There's a right. Goes back to my whole everything that I've been saying here is that like we can play the flashy Overwatch where we like get headshots and win, and I would love for us to be able to do that, but I think that we should have a thing that we fall back on where it's like, yeah, it seems really silly, but like if we all just stand here and shoot him when he goes to charge, shoot around him, shoot him, like we just win that fight. We should win that fight as long as we're like standing in a door and shooting like the door. Doesn't work everywhere, obviously, right? Like not every map has doors. You take like Cerveza for instance, like
I think it's that discipline again, right? Where it's like we needed, and it's a timing thing as well, right? Like I think there's no issue with Phoenix being there. I think she just needs to time it where it's that when the moment the Mag is going there, she's instantly ready to like 5-orb them and then just run them down, right? With the damage. And I think that comes with like a timing thing. And whether
Yeah.
that starts with by not even like trying to time it at all and just being there from day dot and then kind of branching out long term, that could be a thing. And I think that's a thing like for all of us to do, because again, it goes back to that whole thing with like discipline and shit, right? Where it's like we got to be really disciplined in what we're doing, like waiting for our turn, waiting for when we actually need to peek and do damage, waiting to actually be ready to do it in that particular spot, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. If we all peek at
So-
the same time, like, yeah. Or alternatively, we can all stand on top of each other and just hold the same angle.
It's the same things we always end up talking about, like every single time at the end of every scrim. Like we just need to talk about it at the start and especially in the middle of it. And
We're
when
we're
we're
having
talking
moments
about
where
it.
this comes together. Like
Yeah.
first fight here went really well, and we just got a little bit off sync. So I don't know. Like I can call that. I just I don't know.
I mean, you and Phoenix were really calling it tonight, like really making sure that everyone was like staying together and shit. And,
I
like,
just
that's just something-
like if I'm doing like timing plays, I feel like I prefer to do them in rush comps because then I get to do the positioning thing where I'm like, okay, we're gonna walk here and then when we touch this corner, we're gonna
I think it's a
speed.
bigger issue in our rush comps though. I think in dive, like for some reason we're somehow more coordinated on dive than we are at rush, which
That-
makes no sense to me.
That has been the same the same thing for every roster that Quetz is that I have seen on Quetz. Like the dive is easier for the reason of like when you're in the rush, everyone has to stand on top of each other and be like hive mind, like all do the same thing. When you're in the dive, it's like, oh well, we all know that we want to go on this person. How we get to that person at the same time is like I don't know how to explain it. It's like, a tracer's like, oh, the brig is standing up here on high ground, like the monkey's like, oh yeah, I see the brig standing on high ground. So the monkey just knows like, well, I'm gonna go stand here and then I'm gonna dive up there.
That's so funny to me because every single word of that make perfect sense, but for me the conclusion was the complete opposite. Like that is the reason why dive is way harder in my opinion. So it's just funny that that's how it works in like other Quetz teams.
Dive is harder, but if you have, everybody is like talented, quote unquote, at their character. I don't know why I said quote unquote. I guess I think I'm not that good.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah, that I agree with. That I agree with.
like it's just everybody knows how to play that character, right?
Rushcon's definitely more team oriented in that sense.
Yeah, right. Where it's like, okay, like
Like,
if you're
from
running
start to
running like a Ryan May, don't really see that much anymore. But like if you're running a Ryan May, then it's like, either one of them is like telling the other one when to do things, or you're both just kind of like trusting that you're gonna do it at the same time. Whereas like on dive, it's just like it is harder. The characters are harder for sure, but like if you know how to play the character, then you know how to dive, and then it's
Yeah.
just a matter of like, tuning your timing to whoever you're diving with.
I definitely agree. I think it's harder to be disciplined in. Actually, I don't even know anymore. I don't know. It's the things that we're struggling with is things that will take discipline and like repetition. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think we just have we'll get to a point where we're like, yeah, this is the patient play that we're making, and then
Like
that
today was the
will
first time. Today was the first time that I heard us be very assertive about being disciplined for a play, and it actually working. Like that was the first time, so that was great. That's like the best thing about tonight. Like we need to just build off of that and keep going.
yeah, and I think if we can manage to like you know sit still for a few seconds and then play at the same time, like it'll be way easier for us to just kind of keep like to W key at the same time. Makes
It
sense.
will
Or
actually
continuously
not even
W key.
just not even just rush, but even our guys. Like if we just like wait 2 seconds later versus like going in a second too early and then not syncing up together, it will just make it will make it will feel like hitting your shots are so much easier because it's taking less to actually kill them because we're doing shit together as a team.
I gotta see that rotation. Yeah, there it is. It's coming.
What rotation? Oh my god! This
Yeah,
is
going up on high ground.
massive
So
fucking-
I mean, right? Like, did you see the vision on it of like
I did.
right? Like we're gonna go like this, and then we're just gonna come up here, and we're just gonna chill until they do something, right? They push cart. We
Yeah.
let the cart like come to us. I don't know why I drew it like that, but like yeah, like we let the cart come. What am I doing? Cart come like here, or even on the other side, depending on how like what we feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
I think under like through the choke a little bit actually, and then we just drop down behind them like.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool if Ben, and fucking John maybe went from like the front side of cart, and then maybe like Phoenix and Jet go like from behind or something like that, something goofy.
Yeah, we could try that.
Or like you can do it together. Or you
I'm
can do it
still
together.
all of
whichever's,
this
like,
was
safer.
to either like what you were saying, either A, avoid the stomp, right? We drop off of high ground, which means that like if he wanted to stomp us, they now have to like leave cart and like go walk us out to be able to stomp on us because we're above them. Or they
Yeah.
don't stomp on us and then we just shoot down on high ground, like, and we turn the corner first, basically. We shoot down on them and then just drop on them. Like
Yeah.
or they try to walk us out and then we just rotate away from them until they go to cart and then we drop down on them.
Yeah.
We were doing it. But I felt the Genji coming. That's why I pivoted the rotation. Maybe I shouldn't have split like that.
Yeah, they're not even on cart.
Yeah. I was like the Genji's there and they're almost up behind us. Like I see the ring, I know the Genji's coming through the window.
Yeah.
So I dropped and that fucked us. But that's what I'm talking about. Is like ideally I make that call sooner, or we don't we don't shatter and then like slow ourselves here. And then we get
Also,
to just keep walking around, because the thing I was going for is like drop down like this, walk around, and then just loop back.
Also, another thing as well is like the more you make these calls, the more people will get used to them. So like even if you call them a little bit late, when you do it enough times, people already have a general idea. Like, okay, this is what you want to do, so this is how we're gonna do it. So that's why it's another reason to like get really, really good in the habit of like just vocalizing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because then people already have it. Because I think Jet kind of has that with me sometimes. Like I think Jet already knows at times there's some certain plays I want to make because I've made them so many times and I've also vocalized them as much as I could. So in his mind, he already has like an idea that I'm about to do something, and he's like ready for it already.
Yeah. I'm also not used to calling for the comps that we're playing on. Like, I don't think I've ever like called a play necessarily for like a monkey comp, other than some of what you saw me do, where I was like, I'm walking behind. Did you see that play, by the way? Were you there for that when I walked behind their backline?
On Ilios?
Yeah.
That was, the
That was
cutest
dirty.
fucking shit I've ever
That
seen.
was fucking dirty.
That
Oh,
was
I
actually
was staring
disgusting.
at that tracer while I walked past her.
And bro was staring like an Enderman. That's crazy.
I think I don't know who was
No,
on
it was
tracer,
crazy.
but
You guys said
Jet
3,
Jet
2,
or John
1.
was distracting them.
You guys said 3, 2, 1, and at 1, like 2 people just insta died. Like it was actually crazy. Like I just saw a public execution on like 2 of their players.
Oh, that's good shit. But yeah, I was
Oh.
gonna say, like, the comps we play, I'm not used to calling for comps like that other than like I think the closest thing was probably when we were playing that when Ben and I and friends were playing that the Diva Life We Were Mercy comp where we just
Yeah.
like walk our cast around and then just like play in an L shape on that.
That's fair. Or Royd is getting lit. I'm gonna head on. Freaking tired.
No worries.
Yeah. All right. GG's guys. Actually, good scrim. You guys played really well. I'm gonna head out.
Be a heartbeat, warpy.
Bye, Jetty Weddy. Yo, Jet, you want to play tomorrow?
I mean, you always say it and then you're never on, so.
That's not true. When I ask, I'm definitely on.
Rivals? Or.
Whatever you want. I'm down to play Rivals too if you want.
Yeah, I'll be working.
Well, fuck you, John. How about that?
Yeah, John. How about that?
All right, we'll figure it out tomorrow. I'll let you know when I'm free.
Alright.
All right, peace.
Yep.
Later.
I don't think we did bad.
I don't think we
I
did
think
either.
we did great. I think fights for religion where at least one person was being too silly. That was me a couple of times. I solo windowed the Juno and died, so some of the fight losses were definitely my fault.
It doesn't help that Harp's there.
Yeah, it could have been worse
It's
though.
good. I just don't know how the fuck he plays.
Yeah, right. I
Like, I don't
forgot.
know what the fuck he's about to do, and anytime he's jumping, like, I don't know where the fuck he's at.
I forgot how he plays for a little while. Started to come back to me.
What now?
I don't know. I'm playing Tarkov.
Damn.
I gotta get that Kappa container, man.
I'd join you. If I could. You're still playing, John?
No.
You should hop on Rivals. You want to play some Rivals?
No, I don't.
Fuck you.
I lost like. Shit.
I guess I will continue my journey to top 500 on Rivals.
Good luck.
Good luck, brother.
You getting close?
Thank you, sir. I am ranked higher than 99.55% of players.
Nice, nice.
Although I think I may have deranked earlier.
Yeah, my game crashed.
What?
Rival.
Did you try launching it?
I ended up getting back in the.
Your mic keeps like cutting out. Your mic sucks, John.
Everything
Yep.
sucks, Kenny.
That everything sucks?
Yes.
That's too real.
Waiting to do my taxes so I can upgrade this fucking shit. All I need is I need to upgrade my motherboard and CPU. Everything else is good. Computer needs a clean too. I gotta dust that bitch. Have like an air spray.
You're gonna have to give me 7 minutes though. I got a pizza in the oven.
I gotta go get some fucking food. Bullshit.
Go ahead.
Sound warm. But like I already had so many pizza rolls or shit fucking sucks. Wish I was just on the cruise, just eat fucking whatever. For free.
Bro just wants to live on the cruise. Why don't you get a job on one?
I'd actually be, I would so be do that. I would so do that.
Then you can continue your little thing of just talking to random bitches on cruises. And then they're gonna live all
That
over the world and nowhere near you, and it's just gonna piss you off.
really upset me. Kenny, I'm at the point. It's like, do not if they're next.
John, you gotta like change your mic input volume. I just heard very few words and what sounded like a very long sentence.
Fucking three.
Патронов нет!
Hello.
What up?
You're getting the aim trainer. Aim trainer. Don't throw my games.
Talk. Not. Not playing.
You're not playing?
I am not.
I thought you said you were.
I said I was not.
You said you weren't, and then you said you were.
Never have I ever said that.
Wow. That's good. I can eat my pizza.
Fuck that pizza. Alright, get in
Man,
the
fuck
game.
you. See? Now you're saying that you're playing again.
No, I said get in the game.
Oh no, I want this pizza.
I said fuck the pizza and get in the game.
Why don't you get in a game?
Not be
you're
in the
trying to-
game of watching my fucking eyelids. Straight up.
I'm gonna have to start playing Jeff.
I don't know why you're not playing Hanzo. It is so broken. So I'm gonna be playing now. Till he gets nerfed. Once they fucking update their game, it'll run a lot better.
Damn, Rivals has 100k viewers on Twitch. Oh shit, Timmy's playing. Oh dude, his game's bright as shit.
Shit. Maybe. Maybe.
Shit. You maybe gonna get on?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just like bored and
Shit.
hungry. I got work tomorrow too. I fuck. Time 11:30. I go put some food in the fucking oven. Stuff myself in bed. Roll some fucking Instagram reels. Not. Instagram and TikTok.
Конан, блядь, Конан, ебашь его! ты куда пошел? Нехороший вы, блядь, человек.